I'm going to show you how to make up a wasp trap. This year I've never seen wasps like it before. I've been stung 5 times in the last couple of weeks, and I had to do something because there was just far too many of them around, and they were stinging me when I weren't doing anything harmful to them. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to do this. This is the materials and the tools that I use. You don't really need to have all these tools, an angle grinder and a drill bit. But just to explain, I just got some cord there that I had left over from another project. Again, I got a couple of these clips that are from another project. You don't really need that for hooking onto the trap that you're going to make. Just get yourself like a 2-litre bottle of some kind. I just had this one picked out with a waste bin. If you can, try and get them without the wasted bit in the middle here, so you can get them higher up. Become more apparent when I show you. And then I just got a sharp knife, Stanley knife, and scissors and a marker pen. Angle grinder just to cut the top off, and a drill bit just to drill a hole in the plastic for putting the string through. The container here is a syrup mix, so it's just ordinary granulated sugar, kilo with a litre of water, boiled, then let it cool down, and just store it in some kind of container. I just had a leftover syrup container for the beekeeping, so I'm using that. Okay, there we are. I've cut the bottle. I used the angle grinder this time, but I did use a knife and the scissors. But this was a lot easier with an angle grinder. So I've just cut it off there where it's parallel along there, and then I've cut this top piece off here. I cut the neck off. You don't really need to cut the neck off, but I did because when you invert it into this half, it gives you better clearance with the bottom with the syrup mix. Okay, so I'll progress to the next bit and let you know. Okay, what I've done now is I've just inverted that bottle end half into this the base of the bottle, and then I've just drawn a marker line around. So what I do is I push the bottle end in just enough that it's tight fit, and then that's all we want, because we don't want to see the bottom, the neck of the bottle too low to the bottom of the bottle, so we need that high up. That's why I've cut off the end of the bottle cap. It's to give that better clearance, because there'll be so much that you're going to get about here of syrup, so you want enough room for the wasp to come in and not fill up right up to the neck, and they can get out. So that's the reason. Okay, now I've inverted the bottleneck into the main part of the body of the bottle. I put some strips of tape around the top. You don't maybe really need to do it, but I do. But just try and make it as a thin strip, because eventually you've got to empty the dead wasps out. So you need to undo the tape and the string and get them out of there and refill your bottle. Okay, the next thing I'll do now is I'll just put this piece of wood here, but I'm going to do this kind of thing. I'm going to use the drill and just drill a hole by here, and 180 degrees around the other side. So basically 2 holes. So that's what's going to come up next. Okay, this is the finished product. I've cut some cord and did a fishing knot on the end there, a half blood knot, onto this clip, so that I could just put through the hole that I drilled on the side of the bottle, and the same on the other side. So you just get something where you can just hang it up onto something. It's better to have it off the ground, and you're just targeting the wasps. Lucky enough, I've got a lot of honeybees on in the garden, and I've not caught honeybees. So I think when there's a lot of wasps kicking around these things, then they don't seem to come to them. That's what I'm seeing, thankfully. But I do keep an eye on it. The other thing is, I'll put some syrup in there. I'll probably put it up to quite lowish down here, and I'll just pour that in. And that should be enough for them to pick up that scent. It's amazing, they can smell that sugary water from quite a distance. And yeah, they'll come down into the container. They'll crawl down the side and try and get to the syrup. They might accidentally fall in, but otherwise they'll try and get up to get out, and when they go up, they can't get up around this bend and come back down here and get out the neck of the bottle and fly off. So sometimes you see them flying around a lot until they're exhausted and they'll drop down, or if they keep going up and down, they get so exhausted they drop down into the syrup mix and drown. It's something I'm not proud of doing. I've never had a problem with wasps here for 23 years, and this is the first year, but we've had to do something because it's terribly bad. But I hope this helps people, and I would say just doing it where you really need to do it, where there's a heck of a lot of wasps around. Okay, thank you. So before I drown these wasps, you can see how many are in there. There's hundreds in these two, and I've got a lot more before as well. Like I say, it's something I'm not proud of doing, but it's really bad. You can't sit on the patio, you can't do anything. And also the beehives I have, they're coming for me now. The beehives I have, they've been having big battles at the entrances, getting into the hives. And my friend's hive has been taken over by wasps. They just killed all the honeybees. I was close to getting that, but I put some traps up down there, and it seems to have fended them off a little bit. The other thing is, when you come to fill this up with the syrup, don't spill it around anywhere else, because the wasps will find it, and other insects, and it can be a problem. Alright, so I've got a bucket of water. I'm going to put that in and drown them before I clean it out and replenish it with the syrup. Okay, I've just cleaned out 2 traps of wasps from just a few days. There's quite a lot in there. This is the 2 traps now, all undone, cleaned up and retaped, ready to go. So there you are. But it's important to drown your wasp, because the air trap that you have above the syrup level in the trap, you need to really put this whole lot in a bucket like this with water and let it fill up, and the remaining ones that are still alive will drown, and then you can safely dismantle it and empty the contents. So I'm just going to throw these out on the garden somewhere. All right.